Hello, everybody out there in the Christmas community. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jason Marks. I am a designer bearded Santa based in Richmond, Virginia. Happy holidays, or happy any time of the year you might be watching this. Some of you had reached out to me or have made requests in the past for me to do a longer, a little bit more detailed tutorial of how I do my hair pieces as Santa. And the first thing I want to say is, first of all, thank you for asking. The second thing that I really want to emphasize is that my way of doing things may not be right for you. Each of us is different. We all have our different skin tones, and we all sweat differently, and we have different texture, and we're all different ages, and our pores are different, and all of that stuff. So the way that I do it is what works for me. And even my method is not perfect. We always make mistakes. We're always learning and discovering how all of this stuff works. We live in different climates. Sometimes it's hot on Christmas. Sometimes it's cold. Sometimes you're sweating. Sometimes you're not. Sometimes you wear a hat. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're wearing your heavy coat. Sometimes you don't. All of these factors play into how well things adhere to the face and how good we can look as our given Santas. So what I'm going to first do is just quickly talk about some of the products that I use that work for me. Again, you don't have to use any of these things, but this is what I recommend, and I hope it's helpful. Okay, first things first. I have a whole variety of products I use as I get ready for Santa. And actually, as I'm filming this, I'm getting ready to go to a gig. So I'm going to be moving kind of quickly and hope everything makes sense. First thing I use is a mirror. This is a two-sided beauty mirror, easily gotten at any local drugstore. It works great for me. Other thing that I use, blush. This is Ben Nye, and it's called Victorian Rose, and it is a powder blush. You can buy this online. It's made by the company Ben Nye, and then I have a little blush brush as well. Really simple, and a little of this goes a long way. So you don't want to overuse it and look like, you've been drinking too much. Walker tape. This is what I use. I use a combination of glue and tape. This stuff for me works really great. You'll see where I put it in just a little bit, but I tend to go through about 2 rolls in a season, and I buy mine from Proknows.com, Proknows.com. They have plenty of this in stock. Cotton balls. These are for applying alcohol to your face prior to putting any glue or tape on your face. It helps clean your skin. 99% isopropyl alcohol, available at your local pharmacy anywhere. This brand is called Solimo. Never heard of it, don't know about it, but it works for me. Yes, it is hard putting it on your face. It's not great for your skin. You need to make sure that you are moisturizing daily and taking care of your skin prior to any of this stuff. So be good to your skin, and maybe your skin will be good to you. I don't know what that means. Good pair of scissors. All right, let's talk about spirit gum. I use Mastix P by Kryolan. You can buy this online. This stuff works really well for me. Again, not perfect. If it's a very sweaty day, I gotta reapply things. The underside of the bottom lip is always gonna be a problem area no matter what you do. So there is no magic solution. This stuff is better than regular traditional spirit gum. Don't buy theatrical spirit gum. It just won't hold up as well for long periods of time. This stuff, however, does work really great. Again, it works great for me. Try it out, see what you think. What you can't see over here to my right is a small fan. I always, when I'm getting ready, I need to stay cool. I've turned off my heat in my apartment. I've got my fan going. It just helps keep my skin cool. I recommend a small personal fan. The brand is Honeywell. I'm not endorsing any particular product, but it's a small desk fan and it works great, keeps me cool, and helps with the sweating process as well. You're going to want some washcloths. I have several different kinds. I like a smaller one to help dab things on and press the lace pieces in. The darker one is so I don't get glue or tape or anything on my table. It also helps me see the lace a little bit better because the lace is lighter and this is darker, so you're able to see where you're putting glue or tape. So I use a couple of washcloths. All right, so without further ado, we're gonna jump right into the process, and here we go. Okay, the first thing I do after I've moisturized my skin, and again, I recommend moisturizing your skin hours ahead of putting any of this stuff on because it will, get into your pores and won't be as oily or greasy or creamy on your skin. So do not put any kind of moisturizer or skin product on just before you do Santa. Do it hours before, like in the morning, or if you have a morning gig, you may want to even skip that for that day and then do it at nighttime. That's my recommendation. So the first thing I do is I apply my alcohol to my skin to clean it. This is what helps clean the skin. So I start under the lip, on the chin, then I go up the side of the face because that's where the lace and the tape will be. Also here on the temples because that's where the glue will be for the wig. I do my eyebrows as well, get all the dirt and grime off your skin. I do my forehead because we want to keep the lace clean. Other side of the temple, down the side of the cheek, back under the chin because this is where tape will go. And then under the nose, and now all of that lovely waft of alcohol is getting up my nose, which is great. But what's good about the fan is that it helps it dry things pretty quickly. Okay, so the first thing that I put on before anything else are my Santa eyebrows. These are my Santa eyebrows. You may have human hair eyebrows, you may have yak hair eyebrows. Again, it's totally up to you. Mine are human hair. What I do, there's a little bit of lace, it's so hard to see, towards the front. And what I end up doing, and you'll see, is I put a little dab of spirit gum right here. And the rest of the eyebrow, I put tape on. So you'll see how this works. Okay, working with the tape, you're gonna have to just practice with. Again, there's no magic way to do any of this, and it can be really frustrating. So I take a piece and I cut a slice of tape. And the first thing I do is I'm gonna actually cut it to kind of be at a triangular angle and get rid of the piece I don't need. And then what I do is I round off this end because it's going to actually sit close to the rounded edge of the eyebrow. So like that, you see how it's rounded now? And I take this is my right eyebrow, and I place it on the back, like so, press it in, and now the tape is on the eyebrow. And that's just one little piece. I put a second piece on there as well, and do the same thing. I cut a piece off, and then cut it sort of into a vertical triangle, cutting off the end and making it a little bit round. Now, there are these things called Walker strips, Walker tape strips. Those are great. They don't work for me. I like to make my tape kind of do what I need it to do for my own purposes. Again, tape on the back of the eyebrow. Then I peel away the tape from the eyebrow, take off the plastic tab. Now I'm going to take my spirit gum, and just using a dab, you don't need a lot, I'm going to put a little bit of spirit gum not on my hair of my eyebrow, but on the outside edge where there's no hair. Again, you don't want to hurt yourself. But once I do that, then I just kind of dab with my finger to get it tacky. And what this is going to do is it's going to help adhere the front edge to the skin so that it really will not come away from you at all. I have never had a problem with the tape. Once it's on the eyebrow, it kind of just stays there. And you want to wait till your finger is sort of sticking, and then you take the eyebrow, and as quickly as you can, very carefully lining it up, you put that eyebrow on, and make sure that the front edge of the eyebrow is in that glue. Then take your little washcloth and make sure that it's all pressed firmly onto you. And there you go. You've got an eyebrow. Looks a little scary without both, right? Then you're going to repeat the same step with the other eyebrow. Tape on the back, glue, get it on there. Second eyebrow, tape. Again, I've put glue on the other side of my other eyebrow, tapping it until it gets tacky and sticky, making sure you don't actually get it in the hair of your eyebrow. Then take the eyebrow, line it up, press it down, and sometimes you have to realign it, because again, human error. Take your washcloth, press gently. You don't have to violently press it, just a couple times through, and it gets on there. And now you have big bushy eyebrows. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is our blush. I keep looking over here at myself, and then I realize that you're right there. A little of this goes a long way. Do not smear it on your face. Just a little bit on the brush, and then just kind of lightly dab on the nose to give yourself that cherry red appearance, like you've been out in the cold and your nose is a little bit cold. Then smile big, letting your bulbs get big of your cheeks. And then in addition to the circle, you're going to also go up the side of your cheekbone to highlight your cheeks. Just kind of dabbing it, not heavy. Okay? Now, in this harsh light, I've got a ring light on. It looks like it's pretty harsh and like I've been punched in the face. But guess what? It actually blends in pretty nice, and you can do that with your finger if you want to. But trust me, in real life, it doesn't look bad at all. And there you go. You've got rosy cheeks and nose, and it looks like you've been out in the cold. Now we're moving on to the beard. So for the beard, I use a combination of glue and tape. I start with the tape. I cut a piece of tape, maybe about 2.5 inches long, and I place that on the bulb of my chin. And I press it down, and then I peel it away. Another piece a little longer goes under the bulb of the chin. Press. Pull. Sometimes the tape doesn't stick very well, and that's okay. It's going to be under the beard, so it doesn't matter if it's flopping a little bit, but you can take your finger and gently press it down, or take your scissors and just press it against the skin, and it should stay. Another piece of tape, this is going to go right here towards the corner of the mouth. Then what I do is I put a piece above, right here in the middle, and I kind of make it an arc, almost a rainbow shape, to kind of mimic the shape of the bulb that it's going over. So you'll see here, I cut it and give it a little bit of an arc, so it kind of looks like that. And then this goes right here. And now I have all the pieces of tape on my face. Again, it shouldn't look pretty. No one's gonna see it, so don't freak out about it if anything is a little floppy or weird. Just make sure it's on there pretty good. Now we're going into the beard section. This black thing over here is my beard case, so forgive it being in the shot. I don't have a lot of room here, but you'll kind of see what I'm doing. This is what my wig looks like when it's fresh and clean. I'm very fortunate to have a wig guy who styles it and washes it once a week. I really take very good care of my stuff, probably overly good care of it, which is why it looks great all the time. And we can talk about hair care in another video. What I'm doing right now before I do my wig is I'm taking out all of the pins that are holding the wig head on. This is a little bit of a lengthy process. I take my time with it as to not damage the wig. So we're gonna probably fast forward and skip through this section because it's boring. Okay, before I put my beard on, I'm going to talk you through the process because while I'm putting it on, I'm not going to talk to the camera because I don't want to move my mouth but so much. I use glue on my lips and my cheeks. The tape really helps it hold near the mouth area, but the glue is what I use to really get it down right under the mouth and then the cheek sides as well. Again, I use the glue very lightly. I don't slather it on. So pay attention and watch, and I hope this is helpful. Here we go. And now the beard is applied to the face. Now we move on to the wig. I only put glue on the temples of my wig. Now, I don't wear my Santa hat very often, so I don't have to worry about keeping it down because my wig was custom made for my head. So it's almost like a helmet. It just kind of sits right on my head and I never worry about it moving. You'll kind of see what I mean in just a moment. I make sure that it's lined up on my temples to seamlessly go into the beard. A little bit of spirit gum, glue. I lift up my flap and I put it right here, not in my hair, but on the inside of the temple, down to the line of the lace of the beard. Make sure it gets tacky. Press and hold. Take my towel. Now the wig and the beard are done. It's finally time for the mustache. I use a ZM hair mustache. My model is M09. These just tend to work a little bit better for me, and it goes seamlessly with the human hair wig that I have from Custom Wig Company. I use a combination of glue and tape for the mustache. I tend to cut out some pieces that kind of go with the shape of my mustache. I'll show you in just a second how that's done. So I have put tape all along the back side of this mustache, but in order to enhance it, I also put a thin layer of glue right at the top just to help outline it. But before I do that, I'm going to clean my skin one more time. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is how I become Santa Claus. I hope this tutorial has been helpful, and if you have any questions, I'm always available to help, and I wish all of you the happiest and most blessed of Christmases and any time of the year.